Well, I don't know if this is just a pattern for me or not, or just weird coincidence, but I seem to never do these walk around things until the day before I sell my rig. And that's the case on this one here. So tomorrow this thing goes to a new home. No more Raptor for me. Moving on to a couple other things. We've got a Wagoneer Beeld. Can't talk today. I'm also going to try to not say as much. What the hell was that about on my Ram? Jesus. So I do have the Wagoneer. We're building that right now. I've also got the Scout we decided to do a pre-runner build. We're going to turn that into a race truck. And then eventually I'm going to get another Ram, either a 2500 or 3500. And I don't know whether I'm going Cummins or Power Wagon yet. So that's still on the debate. This though, it's going bye-bye. I'm kind of at my limit with it, I guess you could say. I'm also, it's not what I want. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It was super fun, but I'm moving on. And that's that. But since I still have it, I want to show you guys how I built it and why I built it. It's definitely Overland specific, or off-road camping style. I didn't do like the Baja like everybody else does. Did something a little bit different to fit my lifestyle. If I lived in Southern California, I would probably have something a little more Raptor specific. I'd have a long travel kit on it. It would be made to go really fast off-road. I don't do a lot of that, so there was no need for me to even do that and spend all the money on the suspension and everything else. But we'll start with the exterior. How about we do a walk around on that, and then I'll jump inside and then jump in the back and show you all that fun stuff. So the outside is, when I first bought it, it had aftermarket bumpers on it. I didn't like them. I took them off. I put these on and have been pretty happy with them. I was going to go with I had some custom bumpers made from a company we partnered with, and they ended up sending me the wrong bumpers, or they didn't send me the wrong bumpers. They made them from scratch and they were nothing from what I wanted. So I gave them back and just kept these stock ones on. Of course, we have the BFG KO2s. These are 37-inch, which they're technically 36s if you want to get down to brass tacks with them. But these have been great tires. It's what I've been running on them since I bought them, and I don't have any issues with them. I run BFGs on everything, except my Ram. I did have some Yokohamas for a while and was pleasantly happy with them, but I do prefer the KO2s or the KM3s. And then I've got Black Rhino 17-inch chambers. Those are badass. I love the look of them. My next rig will definitely have those, or they'll have some Black Rhinos. I kind of like the Prim, and they even have a new one that just came out that looks pretty badass. So that's what that is. Didn't do a ton with the suspension, but what we did do with the suspension, even though it's simple, is all I did was change out the springs. Those are Eibach springs, and then we upgraded the upper control arms. These are Dirt King fabrications, and they've made a huge difference. Everything is more responsive. It definitely takes more of a load. I know the spring rate is better on a different spring company than Eibach, but these, as far as like actual Geyser is that other company, and everyone's like, if you're gonna jump it, you're gonna do crazy shit, get Geyser. They are more expensive, but I wanted comfort and ride, so I went with the Eibach, and I'm actually really happy with them. Especially, and they mate well with these, stock shocks. I didn't go with the 3.0 Fox upgrades because they're a 12-week wait currently, so that's kind of what I did on those, and so far so good. So on the outside, I never did go with rock sliders. I looked at a bunch of different companies that made them, and I just really never got around to it. I really wasn't able to ever really push this to its limits for a lot of reasons. COVID was a big reason, and then with the ride height and everything that is on it, all the trails that I ended up choosing, never really needed it. So I got lucky on that, I suppose. But so just the stock side steps that work awesome. Saved a lot of money on that, I guess. And then obviously up here, what we call the crown jewel. So up here we obviously have the Kcm Rack with the Pro 6 lights and the side lights. This thing's the shit. It's what I'm gonna miss about this thing probably the most, besides the interior. You guys will see the interior. I absolutely love it. But man, it's been awesome. I wish it did hold a little bit more weight up top with the crossbars, but otherwise it's been a great rack, and I really can't complain too much about it. And back here, I guess what they call the business end, is the Rhino Rack setup. So it's a really unique setup. I can't wait on my next rig. I'm definitely going to go with something new. I can't talk about what it is from Rhino Rack, but it's kick-ass, and it is basically kind of developed off of this. So with this here, we have the Retrax Bed System, which you can see here. So it rolls up into here, and then it's just that hard tonneau case. So it's a T-slot system that goes on here, so you can basically use anything T-slot, whether it's Rhino Rack, Thule, Yakima, whatever. Obviously we prefer Rhino Rack, they're a partner of ours, and it works great with the Pioneer system. And then I've got Vortex crossbars that come along the bottom here, and yeah, that's it's worked out really great. Holds a lot of weight on it. I've had a ton of weight. I do have the antenna set up here that you can see in the video where we're in the dunes at night. I don't know if I have it set up, but you can at least see the flag. The high lift, which stays with me always. And then we've got the quick release system up here, which those are badass. If you haven't seen those yet from Rhino Rack, they're the shit. So that holds my shovel. And then the Free Spirit, this is the High Country 63. And I'm sorry about the wind, not much I can do about that today. It's been rather windy the last couple weeks. But this is, it's a kick-ass tent. It's a hybrid tent, so it's both hard and soft shell. It sets up really easy. It's super comfortable. Fits 3 people, no problem in it. But that's been a great addition to the setup. Then back here, obviously the 37s, but then if you look down in here, you can see the icons, which obviously you can find on our page too. But we've got the icon stage 3 plus 3, I guess they call it, which I really have enjoyed. It's a bit high right now. I don't think I need that extra added leaf. It's I get back here, you can probably see it. It's a bit high in the rear, so I should probably take that leaf out. If I was going to keep it, I'd do that. Got the trusty Coleman. Dude, is there a better cooler than these old Colemans? I don't think so. These old Colemans are the shit. That just went with me. Kept ice real well too, for being older than me. So in here, the fun stuff. I kept it pretty simple in the bed. I didn't want to go real crazy with this. What I did do is Matt over at Built Right sent me this Molly setup that bolts right into the factory bolts, which I have the axe up there on. I've utilized the hell out of that thing. There's one for the front, but because the way I have the tonneau cover set up is you can't use it. And I've always had the tonneau cover on, so that's been something I've wanted to try, but the new owner is going to be able to do that. And then on this side, it's what holds down my 12-volt mate, which if you saw my Ram walk around, you saw that I had the 12-volt mate on that. So I just pulled it over, and it's going to go in the Power Wagon next. So I'm stoked about, you know, actually using that in a third rig now, which I think is pretty cool. Yes, I do have the spare back here because it doesn't fit underneath. For one, I was not gonna. I opted to not do a swing out tire hitch receiver on this one. You know, we had some designs to do a tailgate that would hold 2 and a Baja and stuff, and we just never got around to it. And then we've got the power tank that sits back here. I normally have it attached right here to the Built Right, but I've been unloading all my stuff today and doing other things. So I'm just, I wanted to get this video made at least. And I didn't have time to put everything together how I normally have it, because actually I will have that back here, and then I'll have my Snowmaster fridge, and I don't have either one of those with me today. So that is that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool system, the way this is all done up. I have it all locked right now, but yep. Stock rear bumper. The exhaust is kind of a bastard child. It's technically an AFE, but they're obnoxiously loud and sound like shit. So I added MagnaFlow, what are they called? MagnaFlow resonators, and then it was still too loud. So then I put ultra quiet resonators on it, and it's manageable at this point. It has stock cats, and you know, it is what it is. I'm not in love with it, but I think these 3.5 sound like garbage. Again, the back I kept pretty simple on this, and the only thing I really did with it was These are all built right. Pocket systems and molly systems, and they're just kick-ass. You know, I hold all my gear in here. We've got med, so you got medic stuff, emergency knives. We've got some other supplies in here, and then that one over there has like toiletries and survival, you know, like fire starter and extra water, stuff like that. Down here we've got rope, and you know, got a vest, which I think we got that at somewhere we were filming. And then this right here is normally up on a pillar, but I took all that stuff off because I'm keeping it. Yeah, extra headrest down there. It didn't really do anything crazy back here. And then obviously you've seen that worn tool bag, rolling tool bag that's on the back there. It was in my Ram. We just kept it with this when we got here. So yeah, it's all fun stuff, and this is cool because I can put this in the back of the Wagoneer. I'll keep it and keep good use of it. And now the interior. The interior has been, I will say this, is what I'm going to miss most about this truck. And the reason why is it's so comfortable, it's so ergonomically perfect that I'm going to miss every single thing about it. But you have to deal with all the other bullshit. So what we have here, this is my Midland GMRS. I believe it's the XT400. I could be wrong about that. I'll post a link at the bottom for those. Badass GMRS. It's actually staying with the rig, but the ham radio I have does not. Something on my exhaust that I have is a cutoff, which is right there, and actually it came with the truck. I never use it because it sounds like a turd. One of the other cool things about this is the electronics in it are just crazy smart. I mean, everything on this, from like, we've got different modes that you can go in: normal, sport, weather, mud and sand. Oops, shifting in progress. Don't do that. Don't do that. We are doing Baja mode, this last one, rock and crawl, which is cool. Puts that rear locker to use. But yeah, it's cool, man. Got you can turn your cameras on when you're off-roading. The cool one is when you're when you are in rock crawl mode or Baja mode, you can actually, or I think it's rock crawl mode, you can it puts the forward camera on so you can see the rocks coming. It gives you that little extra guide. That's pretty kick-ass. Then we have our Midland ham, the ham radio, but that goes with me. That will be going in my next vehicle. So I use a Garmin Inreach Mini, and I mean, obviously I use this, you know, I use this more for backpacking and when I'm hunting, but I pair this up with my tablet that's normally down here for my navigation and you know, anything else that I need on that end. And then this is just like magnet, and this is nothing special. I've gone and I've tried several different things on here. I'm not happy with it. I will do something different on the next vehicle that I have, obviously, with that. And then the 6-7 Designs phone holder, best phone holder I've ever had, by the way. I'm not sponsored by them or partnered or anything, but this is the shit. I mean, I've jumped this truck with my phone in it. I've pounded it on roads that are just have the worst washboards. Your phone doesn't go anywhere, and that's all mated up to the Built Right Industries dash mount. Last but not least is what I think is the funnest part of this truck is this Cobb access port tuning system, which is the shit. I don't have it installed right now. I'm going to let the new owner figure out what he wants to do with it. The only thing I wish I would have done with this is goose tuned it, because I've heard so many good things about like the 91 octane 500 wheel horsepower, which I've gotten really close to on my own tunes in this. I've been about 490 something, so it's been great. I absolutely love that. But it's yeah, I'll let the new owner do that. But if you do it, I bought it with a stage 2, which actually I will show you the rest of right now under the hood. So this is a part of the Cobb stage 2 system. This is the cold air intake, and it's super clean, as you can see. Clean install looking, everything else is dirty. Then it has just your coolant cover, gives it that nice added look to it. And then you can't probably see it, but down here is the sweet intercooler, which maybe you can see. I don't think so, but I can post a picture of it, and it's badass. Actually, everything about it was a super easy install. You know, I've had Cobb on 3 other vehicles, Subarus, and love them. I've never had a single issue with them, and they create a shitload of horsepower easily. So yeah, just bolt-ons for the most part on everything. But you know, I mean, for the most part, I guess it's been a good truck. Just a check engine light whore. I'm gonna miss some things about it for sure, but I'm gonna not miss some things about it as well. And that's kind of how inconvenient it was as a truck. So, and everybody I know has issues with them. So I guess it's join the club type of deal. But I will be happy to go back to Ram and, you know, continuing on this Wagoneer build that I have. So appreciate everybody checking it out and all the cool comments that we've got on it for the year that we've owned it. We've owned it almost exactly a year. So, you know, if you got any questions about it, leave them down in the comment section. Or hit us up on Instagram at Rogue Element Adventure. And yeah, I'll talk your ear off about it, but it's pretty cool. It's been fun. But now it's on to bigger and better things. See you later, Ford.